Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are on the PTS checking out the new champion I have in front of me, REI. No, you don't play her in third person, but I just went into third person mode so we can kind of get a look at her, which is hard, because if I turn my camera around, then I can't get a front face of her. I don't know why. This game is weird sometimes. But yeah, I have the new champion, REI, who you can see, she kind of hops around and is cool like that, and she's a new support. So, we kind of already went over the patch notes for the update a few days ago when they first came out, and now we're basically going to be going over REI now that we have a chance to play her on the PTS. Going to do a little bit of experimentation in this video, and we're just going to try her out. But first, I want to make something extra clear. For those of you who are confused why this is not in your game yet, this is on the PTS, the Public Test Servers. This is not in the actual game yet. So if you want to know when this will be in the actual game, then just go to your event pass in the live servers, check when that's going to end, and when that ends, the new patch will be here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into REI's base kit. So she is a healer, like I said, and she's got a very, very interesting kit, and she has even more interesting cards that go along with it. So let's just start off with her primary fire, which is, you know, what we start off with all champions. So she fires out basically kind of a bolt of magic, like that. It's a projectile, it's got some decent travel time, it does 450 damage per shot, and yeah, it does basically one shot every 0.7 seconds. So it's a bit on the lower side of DPS. She's a little bit higher than Pip's DPS. She's got about 642 DPS. And so, yeah, she's not exactly as crazy as, like, you know, Corvus or Grok in terms of their DPS. But, you know, you can still defend yourself with it. And as you'll see with her other abilities, you can actually kind of go a little bit crazy on people. So there's that. And then, yeah, her second ability is her heal. So let's go over to Fernando, my boy, and we'll demonstrate the heal. So her heal, as you can see, there's a little bit of auto aim to it. You can see that green plus sign on the Fernando is basically when we can heal him. Let's go and use it now. Don't die, Fernando. Oh, he's gonna die anyways. But basically what this does is it's a bouncing heal. So you know how Maelstrom bounces between enemies, you know, his arc pulse, shock pulse thing. I forget English. Listen, it's late at night, alright? They released this patch at like 9 o'clock at night, so yeah. Trying to record right now at like 11:30 p.m. is not the best idea. But yeah, basically it does 500 damage per bounce, and it bounces, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So you can potentially hit everyone on your team once. If there's only you and another person nearby, then it'll bounce between you and that person. But I think if there's multiple teammates nearby, then it's supposed to, you know, bounce between them and just kind of go throughout your team. So yeah, basically, you know, Maelstrom? Yeah, that's a healing ability now, but it's on REI, not Grok, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I can aim her, like, here, and it'll still hit Fernando, so it's basically just nearest theoretical, but there is a little bit of, like, you know, there is some decent fall off to it. Like, if I aim here, yeah, I can no longer cast it on Fernando, and I can't cast it unless, yeah, he's in the area, so yeah, there's that. Then her next ability is kind of her Spirit Link, which is a weird ability. So you can cast it on Fernando, it'll heal him for 50 health per second. Let me go ahead and despawn the Cassies before they kill my boy. And what it also does is it will give them 1% ultimate charge every 1 second. So you can see on the right, Spirit Link. And yeah, it also, when you link it to an enemy, because you can do that as well, let's get the Cassies back here. You can link it to an enemy, it'll do 50 damage per second, but it'll also slow them by 10%. Or actually, it'll do 50 every 0.75 seconds, so it's a little bit faster than 50 every second. But yeah, it's basically you can cast it on enemies, you can cast it on teammates, and yeah, you just pop it. If you go past a wall, then it'll kind of do this draining thing and tell you like, hey, it's getting weaker, there's a wall in the way, and then a few seconds later, it'll snap. So you have to maintain, not necessarily line of sight, like I can turn around, right? And the beam will still be on Fernando. But if a wall gets between me and Fernando, then it'll break after a few seconds like that. Same thing with the Cassies. If I put it on the Cassie, there we go, go behind a wall, yeah, it gets weaker, and then boom, it's gone. So yeah, you gotta be careful with your whole line of sight thing. So if your tank kind of runs out of your line of sight, you have a few seconds where the Spirit Link is still active, but then it'll just disappear. So yeah, you do have to keep that in mind. Her next ability is weird. So let's see, Envelop. Reduce the maximum amount of damage you can take to 275 per instance of damage. This is a very interesting ability. So the first part of this, I guess I can read the next part. It increases your movement speed by 40% for 3 seconds, and it'll also affect Spirit Linked allies. So if I use it on this Fernando while he's Spirit Linked, then both him and I will get the benefits of this ability. But what it means by taking 275 damage per instance of damage is that if you get shot by the Cassies, for example, take a look at this. If I get shot by Cassie, right? Ow, that does a lot of damage. That does a decent chunk of my health pool. But, let me heal myself real quick. We use Envelop. Each of those bolts only do 275 damage. So if you take an instance of damage that's more than 275, like a Cassie bolt, like a Kinessa shot, like, I don't know, a grenade from Victor, then it'll only do 275 damage. And of course, that applies to Fernando as well. So if we go ahead and pop the Spirit Link on him, cast Envelop, you can see he's taking severely less damage from those bolts. And we can go ahead and heal him up like that. So, yeah. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, when you're linked to someone with your Spirit Link, Chain Heal will do 30% more 30% more healing. So instead of 500, it'll be 650 per bounce. So just another thing to keep in mind. I almost forgot to mention that, but you saw it there. So yeah, let's use Envelop again, protect him, and then we can use this, and you can see he's taken, like, no damage. So she's partially a healer, partially a support in that sense. Like, she supports her teammates and keeps them alive not just through healing, but through this weird sort of damage reduction as well. But the thing is, if you take something like, I don't know, just assault rifle fire from Victor, then, yeah, this does pretty much nothing, her Envelop, except give you movement speed. So this is really best against comps that have big bursts of damage, against Kinessa, Cassie, Androxus, stuff like that. So against someone like Victor, Vivian, it's not as good. But at the same time, I mean, Victor's not that scary anyways, so I don't know. It's just, yeah, big bursts of damage, you mitigate it, and it's really cool. Anyways, her last ability is her ultimate. Now this one is pretty powerful. So when they demonstrated this in the update show, I didn't realize the first part of this ult. I realized the second part, which is it heals them to full health. But I didn't realize the first part of it. So you look on the left, Vivify. Infuse a linked Infuse a linked ally with life, making them immune to damage for 2 seconds. So you have to link them with your life link, right? But then you can, yeah, you ult them. They take absolutely no damage for 2 seconds. Not immune to crowd control, not immune to cauterize, but immune to damage. And then it heals them to full health after a brief delay, and you also gain these benefits. So, yeah, we can just cast this. I'm taking no damage. And Fernando got healed to full, but I wasn't paying attention. So let me quickly go out here, get another one, and we can cast on Fernando. He's on low HP, but he's immune. 4,410 healing, he's back to full health. So, yeah, it heals both me and Fernando. Gives us both immunity. Alright, that's pretty crazy. So, yeah, this is it's a little bit of a good ult. Oh my goodness, he's about to die. Don't die, Fernando. There we go. That's just so satisfying, healing someone to full HP like that. It's bigger than a Mega Potion. It's officially the highest burst heal in the game, depending on who you ult with it. Like, if you ult a Yagoroth at 100 HP, she's getting 6,500 healing, just instant. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure it gets affected by Cauterize, though. In fact, I might need to test that. You know what? Let's go ahead and test that. I'd be a bad YouTuber if I didn't test that. Alright, so let's see. We're testing it. He's Cauterized, and he got like 1,200 healing. What the heck? I'm not sure if that actually worked or not. It's really hard to tell. Alright, I'm going to try and get another ultimate. We'll see if it works again. We're just going to keep blasting each other. By the way, shout out to Erleinmayer. He's helping me test a bunch of things. So, yeah. Oh, did my bot get rejuvenate? Oh, it did. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Alright, I'm using it. I'm using it. He's cauterized. Oh, he didn't get full healed. He didn't get full healed. He stopped kind of like a little bit onto his health. Oh, crap. I'm about to die again. Ow. But yeah, he did not get full healed from that, with Cauterize 2 applied to him, but he still got a huge chunk of healing. So it looks like Cauterize does sort of affect her ult, but it's still pretty darn powerful. At any rate, the 2 seconds of damage immunity helped keep my Fernando alive here. So, yeah, stop killing me. Get out of here. And yeah, you can also see, like, when he shoots me when I have that that envelop up, it does pretty much nothing for me. So, yeah. Against a Koga, against even a Torvald, actually, like, it's not the best. Also, I'm dead. No. But anyways, that's tested, so let's get back into the shooting range. Alright, so we're back into the shooting range. I switched up my skin a little bit. She has, you know, she obviously has a recolor skin, which is like orange or whatever. And she's got a gold skin, but she also has this skin, which will come from the season pass, and it's kind of like Beach Bunny, which kind of fits into the Beach Bash skins from last event pass, so I think that's pretty neat. She's already got a sort of coolish skin out the door, you know? And her emotes are pretty cool, too. She's just, I don't know. They're cute, I guess. But yeah, so her ult does get cauterized. I guess. It's a little bit finicky, a little bit weird, but it's still a very, very powerful ultimate. I mean, with Cauterize 2, we almost full healed the Fernando in the last match, so yeah, it's absolutely insane. And I'm also sure you're wondering, you know, since Koga can just shoot right through Envelop, and it basically does nothing, but Cassie and Kinessa and other big forms of damage get, you know, basically mitigated by Envelop, can REI survive a Drogo's ult? Well, the answer is a little bit shocking, so we tested this one out as well, actually before I even started recording this video, but I made sure to grab the footage just because it's a burning question I've had since I saw her kit, and as it turns out, she absolutely can. She can counter Drogo's ult, because, like Envelop says, every single instance of damage only does 275. And that includes Drogo's, which does 100% damage. So the 100% damage goes down to 275. If you have Envelop, you know, just ready on cooldown, or off cooldown rather. I never understand which term to say there. But if you have your Envelop ready, you see a Drogo's ult coming, you pop one of your life links on your tank, you use Envelop, and they're alive. Because keep in mind, Envelop applies to you and your tank. So if it works on REI, saves her from Drogo's ult, it works on whoever you're life linked to as well. So yeah, she can counter Drogo's ult actually way better than Ying can with illusions. Way better than Khan can with his Battle Shout, because of course Battle Shout, he screams, but it doesn't use up Drogo's ult when he hits him, he just kind of circles around it and slides off him. This one, Drogo's hits you, he uses up all of his ult charge, his ult is gone, and he only did 275 damage to you. So you can use this Envelop to survive the biggest, baddest damage. You can use it to survive Drogo's ult, Sky Bomb, Bomb King ult, anything that does damage. Which is just ludicrous to have on, what is it, a 14-second cooldown, which of course you can lower through buying Chronos, which you should buy on supports pretty much all the time, and also the card which lowers the cooldown by 1.5 seconds. So this ability is super duper powerful. At first I thought she might not be the best support because she doesn't have a movement ability, which, I mean, she sort of does with Envelop because it increases her movement speed, but it's really not like, you know, Weightless or a Vine or something. But I think this more than makes up for it if she can tank Drogo's ult and Sky Bomb and stuff like that to the face. But keep in mind, if it does less than 275 damage, your Envelop does nothing. So stuff like a Koga ult, which I think does less than 275 per tick, but even still it's really close, you're still going to feel that, and that's going to hurt. But yeah, really big bursts of damage, she has got it covered, which I think is just, it's crazy. It's a really fascinating ability, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, but that's pretty much her kit. Let's move on to her talents. So she has 3 of them. Duh. And yeah, her first one is Extension, which just increases the range of your chain heal. So let's grab this one just so we can see the base range of the chain heal, which is about here. So if I walk away, yeah, it kind of struggles to bounce. But if we go Extension, then, well, clues in the name, it goes farther. Actually, it looks like the cast range is about the same. Hold on. Focus. So we cast that on Fernando, and then I'm going to use this to just run away. Oh yeah, it stops bouncing. Okay, but if we grab Extension, and then boop, and run away, yeah, that bounce is significantly larger. So this is pretty much going to be her main healing talent, because, well, longer range means more of a chance that you're actually going to heal your allies. So definitely makes sense to run this one, especially if you're just starting out, you know, it's solid, helps you learn the ropes. Her next talent is Focus. I am not a fan of this talent, alright? So Spirit Link cooldown is increased to 6 seconds and now only lasts for 2 seconds, but its base effects are tripled. So, yeah, like if you use Spirit Link, right? Pop it on him, boom. 1 second cooldown, 1 second cooldown, 1 second cooldown. You get a Spirit Link, and you get a Spirit Link, everyone gets a Spirit Link. But, yeah, with this talent, it's a 6-second cooldown now, and it doesn't last indefinitely, right? Her base link lasts indefinitely until you break contact. But yeah, this only lasts for 2 seconds, but the base effects are tripled. That's not worth it in my opinion. If you take a look at the base effects, right, you heal them for 50, so it heals them for 150 now, 300 over the course of the duration, and instead of granting them 1% ultimate charge every 1 second, it's 3% every 1 second for a total of 6% every 2 seconds, or 6% over the duration. But it has a 6-second cooldown, so, like, if you just kept it on them for that 6 seconds, right, you'd still get the same, like, ult charge. So, I just don't understand why you would run this talent. I really don't. I mean, maybe you do it for the extra damage or something? I don't know. Like, what if we bring this out and pop it on Ying? I don't know, is it... Oh, look at that damage. Oh, look at that damage. It did 300 damage. This talent does not seem worth it to me. I don't know. I don't understand what circumstance I'd run with it. Like, maybe I'm just not seeing something here, but this doesn't seem worth it to me. Especially because, keep in mind, right, if you're trying to be a healer, your Spirit Link, or whatever the heck it's Spirit Link, right? Yeah, your Spirit Link increases your healing output. Whoever gets healed by your little chain orb tier, they get 30% more if they're your Spirit Link target. So only being able to do that for a 2-second window? Like, you're just straight up, you're making your healing worse. Your ultimate charge is not increased at all because, like, if you math it out, you're still getting 6% ult charge over 6 seconds regardless. It's just burstier with focus. Still getting the same damage? You're still getting the same everything. I don't know why you would run this. I just don't. The burst is not worth it, right? Freaking 300 heals over 2 seconds is not worth it to just not have your Spirit Link up all the time. I don't get why you'd run it, personally. So, yeah, this talent is an absolute miss for me. I mean, look at that duration, and, you know, we wait. Oh, there it is. Oh, but Fernando's dead, and now this is a 6-second cooldown. Oh, no. I guess the cooldown does tick down while it's attached to somebody, but, like, I don't know. I still just don't see the value in this when you could just have Spirit Link up all the time. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. But again, maybe I'm missing something. I just see this to be much more valuable. Look, it's constantly chained to Fernando. Look at that. He's constantly getting healing and ult charge, and look at that. Every single bounce, no matter what time it is, yeah, he's just got increased healing from that. So, yeah. Anyways, and it also, I guess, would limit your ultimate usage too, because if you're waiting for your cooldown of your Spirit Link to go down, then you can't ult if you don't have a Spirit Link target, so yeah. But anyways, her final talent is Restraint. While Envelop is active and you're linked to an enemy, prevent them from healing. This is a complicated one, but basically, yeah, if you are linked to an enemy and you use Envelope, or Envelop, whatever, this Cassie is no longer receiving healing, or at least she's supposed to. It's kind of hard to see on her, because she's got that little purple thing above her head, and it isn't showing any other indicator that she's being cauterized to 100%. But basically, this is a mini dead zone, so it's a single target dead zone that lasts for 3 seconds. But, yeah, it's on kind of a lengthy cooldown, considering you have to use Envelop. But yeah, like, if you do this, right, she's doing damage to me, she's not getting healed, and I can just burst her down. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting, and when you combine it with her cards, which we'll take a look at now, honestly, I don't see this one being that bad, especially if you want a damage option for REI here. Like, I don't know, it seems alright. But let's take a look at her cards. So she's got some really interesting cards. Let's go ahead and just do the edit loadout here. Actually, let me take a look at my my other loadout first, my regular healing build. I just threw this healing build together immediately. I saw the cards that I thought would be good, and I slapped them in here. This is obviously very subject to change. I just wanted to try out some of her cards that looked interesting. So let's just click on her cards first. We'll start at the armor and weapons. So reduce the cooldown of your next chain heal by 0.1 seconds after hitting an enemy with Sigil. So if you want to be a heal bot, you want to spam out heals, then this one will probably be good to run, because if you run it at level 5, half a second cooldown for basically hitting someone with your Sigil, which is your weapon. So seems decent to me. You shoot people, you get more heals, and you just spam those out. You've got extra health, extra ammo, movement speed after getting a killing blow. Pretty basic. Her more interesting cards come with her other 3 sets here. So Chain Heal. These cards just look fascinating. Ico Forces. Reduce the damage you take by 1% for 2 seconds for each ally hit with Chain Heal. The effect stacks. So if you pump this up to 5, that's 5% damage reduction for 2 seconds for each ally hit with Chain Heal. So if you put a Chain Heal on someone with your overextended card or whatever the talent's called, extension I think it is, and then you hit 5 people, so you hit yourself, you hit your tank, you hit flank, whatever. Basically, you hit a bunch of people, you've got some serious damage reduction from this. So it seems like a decent enough survivability option, but again, once I get into the play testing and stuff, like, my opinion on that is probably subject to change. Future generations. After taking 2,000 damage, your next use of Chain Heal does not cause it to go on cooldown. So if you're taking a bunch of damage, then free cooldown on Chain Heal, and you can get double the chains out, which is interesting. If you run this kind of in tandem with Magic in the Blood, then you could definitely spam out some heals, and we could see like just a spam heal REI build with both of these at level 5. Could be interesting. And by the way, future generations, by pumping it up, basically decreases the damage threshold. So if you put it at level 5, I think it's like, yeah, it's 1500, so yeah. Anyways, Leopori Prayer. This one, I actually think is pretty good. Grant 50% reload speed for half a second to each player which Chain Heal bounces to. including yourself. So yeah, if you run this card with like a Damba who's going damage build, boom, you just give him 50% reload speed, you follow him around, you pocket him, and he's just got all the reload speed in the world. Like, it's crazy. Same thing with Scuttle Dredge. So REI is going to be the best friend of those two playstyles right there. You know, if you have a friend who really loves Dredge or Damba, then yeah, REI with this build is definitely a way to get on their good side. And Refreshing Break. Grant ultimate charge to each player which chain heal bounces, up to 2%. Considering how short of a cooldown this is, and the fact that it can go up to 2%, that is absolutely ludicrous. Especially on top of the ultimate charge you're giving your teammate with your with your Spirit Link. So yeah, this is a little bit crazy. Ultimate charge, just casually in your loadout, you can crank that up to level 5 and just give your teammates ultimate charge. It's great. And if you combine that with Octavia ultimate passive and, you know, just get morale boost on someone who has really fast ultimate charge like Vatu with an ult spam build, oh my goodness, the ultimate's going to be like a regular ability. Spirit Link. So increase the healing Spirit Link provides is pretty boring. Spring to action, I don't see this one being useful. Arcane Focus. We got to squint to read this one, boys. This is a long one. And it doesn't even work. Like, when I tested it out, it didn't seem like it was working properly, but it's a PTS, so understandable. Just don't release the card broken again, please, Hi-Rez. But basically, transfer 25% of the damage your Spirit-Linked target takes to you while Spirit-Linked. So, yeah, they take 1200 damage from a Kinessa shot, you get 300 of that damage, they only take 900. But, if you read at the bottom of it, it says that... Well, wait... Oh yeah, it says at the bottom, you take 90% of that damage right here. So you don't get the full 300, you would get less. And this middle sentence, transfer 100% of the damage done to your target while they are below 100 health. So if someone's super low, you pop a Spirit Link on them, and all of a sudden, they're killing you instead of your teammates. So you save them, and then you can start healing them with your chain heal and get them back up to full HP so you stop dying. And... yeah, then if you fall below 500 health, then Spirit Link will break. Or if you would fall below 500 health. So, say someone's at 100 HP, you're at 1000 HP, they get sniped by Kinessa, well, that would take you below 500 health, so the Spirit Link breaks and your teammate dies. But you don't die. I think how I understand this. But, like, with my playtesting in just the shooting range, it doesn't seem to work yet. It's a really complicated one to get done, honestly, so I can kind of understand why they haven't implemented that yet. And holy crap, this is the longest card description I've ever seen in my life. It's so tiny. I don't even know if you guys can read this properly on the replay. Like, I don't even know if, like, recording will make it blurry or something, but just trust me, alright? I'm reading it accurately. And then, Death Magic's linking to a new target reduces all your cooldowns by up to half a second. Interesting. I'm not sure how often you're going to be linking to new targets. We're just going to have to try that in the game, because I haven't actually played her in game yet. I'm just going over her abilities, going over potential loadouts that I think would be interesting, and we'll probably play her... I guess today is when you're going to see this video, and I'll be probably streaming by the time you watch this video anyways, so yeah, we'll just play with her on stream. I don't know, trying to plan out videos on streams is weird. But Midnight Stroll. This one seems really good for damage build. If you are running a damage build for REI, run this card. Midnight Stroll increases the damage reduce the damage done by any enemy you're linked to with Spirit Link by 5%. 25% damage reduction on whoever you're linked to. And it's global, right? It's not just you who's getting that 25% damage reduction, it's anybody. So, say you want to go flank Kinessa. You put the link on her, right as she's about to shoot one of your teammates, she's doing 25% less damage. And as she turns to fight you, still doing 25% less damage. And you're already doing damage to her with the Spirit Link, you're slowing her down with the Spirit Link, and if you're going the damage talent and then you use Envelop, you're taking even less damage, and you're making it so they can't be healed. Her damage build, it's not necessarily the most potent damage build for just raw damage numbers, but my goodness, the debuffs that this freaking character can give is insane. So Midnight Stroll, definitely a powerful card. I definitely predict this is going to be all over the place in her damage builds. And maybe even in some healing builds if you're trying to survive. Maybe like a survival-based oriented, or a survival-based like damage build or something, or healing build, I don't know. Anyways, Envelop. Using Envelop reduces your linked friendly target's cooldowns by half a second. Considering that Envelop is on a 14-second cooldown, I don't know if this one is the most worth it card to use compared to other cards. I just feel like you get more value out of the other ones. But it's still an interesting concept. Reduce the cooldown of Envelop, and a damage build might be helpful. I don't know, we're going to have to see. Heal for 50 when you use Envelop, pretty typical. And increase the maximum amount of damage mitigated by Envelop by 7%. I assume this takes the threshold down. So instead of 275, you run this card at level 5, it'll do like closer to 200 or something like that. I don't know the exact maths, but yeah, it's I assume that's how the card works. You know what? We could probably test it actually. You know what? Let me get a test build out. Edit loadout. We'll swap to this one, and then let's edit it and just throw this card in. Well, first of all, I'm gonna test it. Yeah, I'm gonna test this without first. So we'll see how much damage we take from one casty bolt. There we go. We went down to 1975. So then, if I edit the loadout, I just crank this one up to 5. Take that down, I guess. Alright, now we just wait for it to come back. And then we'll see... Do I take less damage? Alright. Oh yeah, I did take less damage. Okay, so this card basically makes it so that you take even less damage from a big burst of damage. Could be helpful in some niche circumstances. I'm not really sure. Anyways, there is that as well. Pretty interesting card, which I guess we could also talk about my damage build. I mean, it's oh crap! How do I keep pressing this button? It's I don't know, something interesting I threw together. Where is the card that I had in here? Oh yeah, this one. So yeah, the idea behind this one is just damage reduction, ammo, reload speed, a little bit of damage reduction. I don't know, it seemed interesting to me. But yeah, those are her cards. So a lot of ultimate spam, a lot of just debuffs to enemies, buffs to your teammates. She's a really interesting support. She's definitely a true support. She's not a heal bot like Ying, where the only thing she brings to the table is healing. No. She's got damage immunity, damage reduction for big bursts of damage. She can literally save teammates from Drogo's ults. She's got ultimate generation from 2 different abilities if you use the right cards. She's got slows on enemies. She's got potentially the ability to completely dead zone an enemy for 3 seconds. She's got, you know, 25% damage mitigation on an enemy if you link to him with the right card. I mean, she's just got some crazy stuff in her kit and her loadouts. It'll be interesting to see how strong she is, like, in some actual matches here. But, yeah, I mean, initially I wasn't as impressed by her base kit, but as I've gotten to play with it, and as I've gotten to see, like, you know, what her cards are capable of doing, she is fascinating, and I can't wait to try her out, and she seems actually pretty decently strong. But that is pretty much going to wrap things up for this initial kind of champion ability showcase. We did a little bit of testing, we did a little bit of just showcasing her abilities and stuff like that, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do quite enjoy this. I'm very excited to see kind of, yeah, how she plays out, because, I mean, it's always fun to see a new champion, especially one this interesting. But anyways, I should probably shut up, go edit this video, and go to bed. It's like 12 a.m. when I'm recording this. What the heck am I doing? I will see you all next time. Just make sure to check out the Discord server, Twitch, all that stuff. I don't feel like doing an outro, so I'm not going to do an outro. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.